UFC Fight Night Song Yadong versus Henry Cejudo took place last night. It was a pretty good event, start to finish, apart from the main event, which ended in a little bit of controversy. But apart from that, it was a pretty good card. But unfortunate, the main event had to sour the show a bit. Jason Herzog tried to take a spotlight for himself. Song Yadong, apart from a few fouls, was looking good. But unfortunate for Henry Cejudo to lose a fight like that from an eye poke. It probably should have been a no contest or something like that, but Jason Herzog had money on it to go to a decision, so he forced it to be a technical decision. But yeah, I guess a good win for Song Yadong is what we'll call it. But yeah, we'll recap the rest of this card here. But unfortunate for Henry Cejudo. You know, this image is kind of going around quite a bit where it's Cejudo on his butt, but he did have two fingers in his eye sockets, and I'm reading today he has soft tissue damage in his eye, so you can't really fake that. You know, he was bleeding in his eye socket, so it's kind of hard to continue a fight when you can't see your opponent. You can't really blame Cejudo for that. It was Song Yadong who eye poked him. Pretty unfortunate way for the main event to end, but yeah, let's get into the other fights of the card. So the first fight of the night, Bukauskas looked good. He got a quick finish over Serkua, proves Serkua's not UFC level. You know, it was the same exact situation as the Ibo Aslan fight, where he got hit with a big shot and then kind of just shelled up against the fence and was there for the finish. You know, Bukauskas saw blood and he got it done really quickly. Had Serkua slumped over against the fence, like it was a brutal finish. Great win for Bukauskas. The next fight, Ruziboev with a nice round 2 KO over Eric McConaughey in his UFC debut. You'll probably see McConaughey again with a full camp, but unfortunate he did the spaghetti legs. You know, he got knocked down and then finished off by Ruziboev shortly after. Good win for Ruziboev, got him back on the right track. Yeah, but McConaughey, we'll probably see him again in the UFC. And I'm hesitant to say that Veretennikov is ever going to be in the UFC again. He got kind of just bullied on the ground by Austin Vanderford, taken down. I think there was a crucifix, might have just been side control, but just elbows and a bad position for Veretennikov. In the second round, I think he got taken down again. His arm was trapped, just ground and pound, and the referee stepped in. Veretennikov didn't like it, and he pushed Vanderford after the bell. Dana White didn't seem to mind too much, I guess, but I'm not sure if he's going to get another shot in the UFC. He might have blew it there, but good win for Vanderford, made a good name for himself. And I was not expecting this one. Ricky Simón turning back the clock, getting a nice, huge win. He needed this one. Basharat, I thought he'd be able to get it done. He was sticking, poking, trying to stay at range, teeping, kicking him to the body. Ricky Simón comes in with a massive 1-2, puts him out unconscious. Huge hammer fist on the ground to follow it up, and then the ref steps in. That probably takes years off Basharat's life, man. That was a brutal finish. Really good for Ricky Simón. Unfortunate for Basharat. I thought Basharat would get it done. I had Basharat money line, and I had Basharat point spread. I had Basharat by decision and Basharat point spread, so both of those didn't win. Good win for Ricky Simón, though. Mansour Abdul Malik got a nice win over Nick Klein. I think it was around 2 KO. It was a little dicey. You know, Nick Klein was up in the numbers in the first round, but his style was so wonky, though. He was like heavy on his back leg. He looked like he was scared of the power of Mansour. But eventually, when Mansour found that shot, he landed a nice power shot, and he was able to make Nick Klein kind of coil up and just take a lot of punishment against the fence. He hit that over significant strikes number, and he got that finish over Nick Klein. Great win for Mansour. He's not that great on the ground, though. He might be exploited at some point on the ground. We probably will see that in the future here. So keep a note on that. But good win for Mansur Abdul-Malik. Melquizael Costa, I told you guys he was a lock over Andre Fili. I thought he would get it done. I think I might have picked decision in my official predictions, but by the end of the week I was leaning towards a finish for Costa, and I ended up betting Costa moneyline, Costa KO, and sub as well, with a sprinkle on the KO sub. So made some nice change there. Costa with a round 1 submission over Andre Fili. Got it done, made him tap with a guillotine choke, as you see there. There was no fighting Andre Fili at all. I didn't see this as a hard pick. I thought that, the Costa's kind of entering his prime. He looked good against Nurden Bike. He was able to get his grappling going there, and Fili's been tapped out before. People were saying that he was gonna be able to stop his the grappling of Costa and all that. It's like, well, how are you going to say that? Costa's look good on the ground. So good win for Costa. I'm glad he got this one done. Can't wait to see what he does in the future. Yeah. Ion Cutelaba with a nice win over Ibo Aslan. Round 1 submission. Got it done. Aslan was looking not bad on the feet, but, Cutelaba kept spamming some takedowns. Got that submission. Got the submission position for the triangle. There was no fight in Aslan. He's going to have to put in some nice rounds in on the ground, He's going to have to train that up a bit, though. He did not look good at all. He got tapped out with ease. There was no fight in him. We're going to have to see him. We're going to see him in the invitationals on Fight Pass. It's coming up soon. Ibo Aslan versus Bryce Mitchell coming to a Fight Pass invitational near you. So I might get flack for this one, but I kind of thought Julius Walker should have won that fight by decision. I was a little surprised. I think they said it was one of the judges gave it a 30-27, Alonzo Menafield. Bruce Buffer, first off, Bruce Buffer completely botched the scorecards when he read this. It was a split decision, but he doesn't say who scored it for who. He goes 29-28, 30-27, and 29-28. Split decision for Alonzo Menafield. It's you're supposed to tell us who was 29-28 Menafield, 30-27 Menafield. You're supposed to say that, right? It's but Bruce Buffer completely botched it. I had no idea it was a split decision until he said it was. Someone gave Menafield a 30-27. I completely disagree. I thought Walker won the first round, and I thought the third round should have been Walker's as well. He was gassed out in the second round and was not looking incredible, but we put it back together in the third round. He outstruck Menafield by at least 10 strikes, and he kind of just lost the fight on body language, I think, because the final 40 seconds of the third round, he was looking checked out a bit. But it's you gotta rank the entire round in a whole, and Walker outstruck him by 10, 15 strikes in that third round, and did the better work. And I disagree. I thought Julius Walker should have won the fight, but yeah, it doesn't matter anyways. Julius Walker made a good name for himself. He'll have another chance in the UFC on a full camp. So good win for Menafield, I guess. He's calling out. Or no, I'm wrong. No, who's calling out someone? It was Umar C supposed to fight Menafield, but he ends up calling out Cutelaba instead. That's what it was. Gene Silva is an absolute beast, maniac. This dude's insane. He got slapped by Bagdasarian, daps him up, and then 10 seconds later knocks him out and asks the ref to stop it. The ref is like, nope, you're going to have to kill him. You're going to have to do some more damage. And Gene Silva's like, okay. And he pounces and just annihilates Bagdasarian with some elbows to the body. He showed with restraint as well. Just an incredible win for Gene Silva. I was not expecting a round 1 KO over Bagdasarian. you got to give him you got to give Gene Silva a lot of credit here. Like, Bagdasarian's no chump. He's not getting knocked out by anyone in one round usually, and Gene Silva's just running through him. Who doesn't he beat? He looked incredible. He looked absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to see what Gene Silva does in the future. Rob Font beats Matsumoto by decision. I kind of thought Matsumoto was going to win the decision, but I'm not complaining. I picked Rob Font to win a decision. If I'm scoring it, though, I thought Matsumoto won the first 2 rounds. I thought it was a pretty clear Matsumoto round 1, round 2, Rob Font round 3. Maybe could have been a draw if you wanted to give the round 3 a 10-8, but that might be a bit too generous. But I'm not complaining about a Rob Font win. I didn't think Matsumoto was going to have as good of a performance, but he had a good game plan. You know, he was taking down Rob Font, trying to exploit him there. Rob Font digs in deep, though, round 3, lands some nice elbows, cuts Matsumoto's head clean open, starts putting it on him, and beats him pretty clearly in that 3rd round, but takes the decision home. Great win for Rob Font. And Matsumoto's back to the chopping board. Winning streak over, undefeated record over. Back to the chopping board, buddy. And in the co-main event, Anthony Hernandez beats Brendan Allen by a decision as well. The point spread hit, though, for Brendan Allen. Cashed the sparring sessions parlay, so good job on that. To Brendan Allen, taking home the first round. It was a close-ish fight, but Anthony Hernandez was just doing better in the exchanges. You know, Brendan Allen, he's gonna have to change something up to get to the next level in his career. I don't know what it is, but something's gonna have to change with Brendan Allen. Maybe it's like, I don't know what it is with him, but he's like, he throws up too many submissions. He accepts bottom position, and he just loses these like scrambles with people. And it's maybe stay on the feet a bit more, try to swing, try to stand and bang a bit more. But he doesn't. He just tries to throw up some lazy submissions. He loses the position. He gets someone on top of him, just throwing punches at him, and it's tough. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hey, Hernandez is so physical, too, so it's hard against a guy like him. There was a couple really close submission attempts for both of them, but that's kind of how I thought this fight was going to play out anyways. So, good win for Anthony Hernandez. Brendan Allen back to the chopping board, unfortunately. But, yeah, good win for Fluffy. And before I wrap this up, I just want to say, if your takeaway from this card is that Cejudo is a quitter, Cejudo quit this fight, he didn't want in there and all that, I think you need to reevaluate what happened in this fight. Because Song Yadong was knuckle deep in Cejudo's eye socket. I don't think you can completely deny that Cejudo could not see Song Yadong at all after that poke. Cejudo is saying that he thought he would be able to recover in time. That's why he kept asking for more time. Jason Herzog is the takeaway from this card. He forced Cejudo back into that fight. He forced Cejudo to a decision. This should have been a no contest or a disqualification win for Henry Cejudo. There was 3 fouls from Song Yadong. I just want to make a point of that. Cejudo definitely could have won this fight by disqualification. There are rules for a reason. You know, there are fouls in play for a reason. And we did not see the right implementation of the rule set last night. I just want to make a point of that. Cejudo definitely had a claim to win that fight by DQ because of the eye pokes and the fouls. But anyways, next week, Kopp versus Almabaya. We'll be doing the picks really soon here. So look out for those. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll be back here for more soon. Have a good one.